Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm your host, Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a good night. And again, above all else, that you're looking after yourselves and one another, because that is what's most important. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the third day of our 12 albums of Christmas. Can never get that segue proper, like that throw. But there you go. There you go. What's in my tea? Who knows? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I have brought along with me on this adventure, and it has been an adventure, a demented looking Peter Cottontail, otherwise known as Ken Cheshire. And we've got his ears in the frame at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, I've also brought with me Mr. Santa Claus, otherwise known as Jim Bricker. And what we've done is we've put together a list of 12 Christmas themed albums that, for some, for us, sorry, I should say, they hold a special place in our hearts, bring back memories, what have you. So, to start off this episode, we're going to go with Mr. Santa Claus.
Oh, why, thank you very much.
You very,
So,
very
in our last adventure of from the previous day, also available on the YouTube channel, Armando talked about the Trans-Siberian Orchestra Christmas album and how it's uh, dueling electric guitars on Silent Night and many other tracks kind of gave it this, harmonic metal vibe. I'm going with some guitar playing that is pretty much the exact opposite. This is the third guitar-based album on my list, and I don't know if it's my favorite, but it is the most distinct. This is The New Possibility by John Fahey, the progenitor of American primitive guitar. This album came out originally in 1968. In its current configuration, on CD and on streaming services, it has been paired with another Christmas album, Christmas with John Fahey, Volume 2. So for the price of one CD, you get your 1968 and your 1975 release. Um, this album is especially noteworthy, says the big wiki encyclopedia in the sky, since Christmas music had never before been played in Fahey's acoustic steel string blues guitar style. So I'm going to read one more little snippet to sort of give you guys an idea of where this album is coming from. Um, the magazine Mojo reviewed this album in 2000 and said this beautiful collection of the American steel string guitarist's festive efforts possesses a deliciously deep and spooky ambience, a
ooh,
disjointed jauntiness coupled with a frostfall morning melancholy. Fahey's guitar somehow sounding like an Elizabethan harpsichord grown wild and mad out in the Appalachian Mountains. And I got to say, that's pretty darn accurate. Um, Fahey's approach to guitar playing was like no one else, and it has spawned a legion of imitators trying to capture that American roots, folk, blues, gospel work songs, tradition in guitar. Um, we talked about Al Di Meola in a previous episode, Armando did, and you can kind of say that Fahey is the antithesis of Di Meola, where Di Meola definitely has flash and panache and style. Uh, Fahey is just rootsy, and he definitely has his distinctive flash on how he plays, but you don't, listen to John Fahey for shredding. You listen to it for just really unique interpretations of tunes. And this Christmas album definitely has it, and it's full of the things you might expect:
mhm.
Joy to the World, What Child Is This, Good King Wenceslas, The First Noel, Lo, How a Rose Ere Blooming, um, White Christmas, Carol of the Bells, all these kinds of things are here. And there's all sorts of other um, things that you may have never heard of, like a Russian Christmas overture, um, a fantasy or a fantasia based on God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. So there's all kinds of different twists that Fahey puts on things. But man, I tell you, this album is just great for music lovers who want a different spin and interpretation of Christmas songs that are just sort of, buried into their DNA.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's just a fresh and wonderful approach on not just music making, but on interpreting these songs and bringing them to life. Fahey kind of has I'll call it a mixed history with Christianity, but his faithfulness to this material is real, and his playing is just very genuine and from the heart. And
Mhm.
again, highly recommended. And again, I've mentioned a few times, these episodes are all about trying to sort of break through the noise of the hundreds of Christmas albums that come out each year.
Yeah.
Definitely, the new possibility is one to check out. John Fahey.
Okay. Good choice. Good choice. Another one
Maybe
from
that's another
Becca.
one, Armando, you need to check out.
Yep, it is. Definitely. All right. As I look over, Peter frickin' Cottontail. All right.
Okay, this choice might take Jim by surprise.
What?
That's right.
Is it a
1982,
Taylor Swift Christmas?
Bite ye tongue.
1982, George Winston, December,
Okay.
which
All
Jim
right.
talked about very eloquently a couple of days ago. I agree with everything that he said. Windham Hill, and this was pretty much at the height of Windham Hill too. Also, this is George Winston's biggest selling album of all the albums that he did. I agree with Jim when you said that Windham Hill's kind of got a bad rap with the tag of new age music. Um, um, 12 tracks solo. Um, and it's called December because it's more not necessarily a holiday seasonal album, but a winter themed. This is an album, I think it's perfect when it's snowing outside. You've got a fire in the fireplace. Um, you're relaxing in front of the fire with the glass of Merlot or whatever your favorite adult beverage is, and it's just major chill. Um, uh, Winston wasn't. I never considered Winston when it came to Flash, but I tell you what, he could get the feelings. He's got all the feels in here. It sounds almost as if he's improvising every song. It has that looseness and just uh, just a real chill album. It's such a good album to relax to
Hmm.
when you
Yeah.
when you've had a rough day of Christmas shopping or whatever. You put this on and you just unwind.
A rough day of
And
life.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
um like I said, the he did several albums that were themed for the different seasons of the year, but this one is just the most chill of them all in the best possible way. Yeah.
Okay.
This is when, like I say, this is for me, this is the height of Windham Hill. The other artist that I really got into from Windham Hill was Michael Hedges. Just incredible guitar playing. I actually got to see him before he passed away, and yeah, that might be something we might be interesting to do a video on, just him alone. But
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about
yeah.
that.
So from 1982, George Winston, December, um, and it was released early on when CD players were becoming affordable. So this was easily one of the light jazz, whatever category you want, that just sold so well for those that were making the transition from cassettes to CD. So,
Okay.
but yeah, George Winston, December, it's unbelievable.
Yep.
Okay. Good. Good
You
show.
got to get in the club.
There's a bunch of stuff I have to listen to. Jeez.
Club Wyndham.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my pick for today is Bette Midler, Cool Yule,
Ah,
released
yes.
released in 2006. Uh, ladies and gentlemen, I've talked about Bette Midler before on this channel. This album is, and when I say this, I don't mean it in a bad way. This album is your basic standard Christmas Carol album, but done in her style. Just flawless vocals, very smooth, very lush, very warm vocal delivery. 12 songs in all, released through Columbia Records, clocking in at like 38 minutes, very short album, but it was a hit for her. She does, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, Winter Wonderland, which is a duet with Johnny Mathis. I'll Be Home for Christmas. Track 11 out of the 12 tracks is a gospel version of From a Distance, that she, obviously recorded for this project. I just think that her vocal delivery on this album is just flawless. It goes from ballads to big band style of arrangements. And I just think that, of course, the cover with her with the big red, wig on the top, on her head, it could be looked as comical, but you know what? It's a Christmas album. It's supposed to be fun. Not, it's there shouldn't be like a hidden message behind any of this. It's just a fun Christmas time album. And I believed it belonged on this list. So there you have it. My pick for the third day of the 12 albums of Christmas. So ladies and gentlemen, please put down below in the comments what your picks are for day 3 down there, for the third day of the 12 albums of Christmas. And I want to thank my 2 cohorts and co-hosts, Peter frickin' Cottontail there. Can't get over that description. And Santa Claus, otherwise known as Ken and Jim. Thank you for coming along with me on this adventure. We want to thank you guys for watching. It's been fun. Please look after yourselves and one another, and we'll be back with the second day of our 12 albums of Christmas. We'll be back, right? Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.